We have one of the great Alabama super producers because these other folks just making beats. We got 93 Meexhie in the building.
Wow.
What to do, Meexhie? How you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. Thank you for coming in and sit down and chop it up with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm positive that there's a lot of people trying to tap in and see what 93 Meexhie got to talk about. There's a lot of artists that want to tap in and do some work with 93 Meexhie. You know, you kind of famous a little bit.
Famous? I don't know about
Yeah, oh
famous.
yeah, you famous.
I
You
don't know about
famous.
famous.
I can say you are. Reason why, because my son is an artist, and when we was talking about getting some beats, and one of the first names he said was, "We gotta check out. We gotta get some 93 Meexhie beats."
Oh yeah, for sure. For
So
sure.
so of course you know you humbly accept that. You
Yeah,
definitely
yeah, most
yeah
definitely. Humbly accepted.
yeah right. Pressure 23 Radio is a true global radio station broadcasting 23 hours a day worldwide. Meexhie, you have several songs that you have produced by various independent artists that's in rotation current on our radio station. Those tune in today on Pressure 23 Radio app, iHeartRadio, and other audio tuners, as well as its viewing on various live streams, including YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, are here to get to know about producer 93 Meexhie. You gonna give him some knowledge today, Meexhie?
Oh yeah, I always drop gems in all my interviews. So yeah, for sure.
Okay. 93 Meexhie. Tell me a little bit about the origin of your name, 93 Meexhie.
Uh, it basically came from when I had a job. I was working at Buffalo Rock. I got fired from work, and I had an apartment. I had a car note, and I had a computer. I ain't know what I was gonna do, how I was gonna pay my rent, and I just started making beats. And it just came from making beats and smoking, trying to figure it out.
And then you just came up with 93 Meexhie.
I was already Meechie from like previous years, like when I was rapping. So I just brought the 93 in because of the weed, basically.
So that's new to me.
Yeah.
You're an artist.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I used to rap. Yeah.
You
Used to
used
rap
to.
back in the day. Yeah.
So being a producer and an artist, when you have people come into the studio creating projects,
Right.
when they get in there and they don't be rhyming, or the metaphor don't be falling into place, it don't be doing what it do.
Yeah, I throw him a bar. A bar. I throw him a bar too.
You know, I appreciate about you. I've seen producers come through here that say they're artists, and they said they in there and they just sounding bad. I'm just gonna, just let them sound bad. I respect that.
I can't do that.
You know what? Hey, you know what? I knew you was always a cool dude, but I'm definitely gonna look at you differently.
Yeah.
And if it's some artists that come through here and they looking for some producers, I'm definitely gonna send them on your way. I'm not gonna send them your way just because, okay, you gonna give them a bar or two or whatever. But
right.
You're a producer that seems to know that I don't want you rapping on my beat and it may not do nothing.
Right.
So
that's
I
the
respect
main
that. I love the fact that you willing to try to make sure that it's great at all times. I definitely appreciate that. There's anybody out there listening to this interview, you're an artist and you do music, please tap in with 93 Meexhie. Because some of these producers let y'all go in there and drop some of them songs. I've seen some lives where you have producers and they know it's sounding not so good and they just
just go along with it for the book. Yeah.
I don't, dang. That just moved me into a whole different aspect today because I ain't gonna say I was stereotyping. I just thought most producers just went along with it. They just
a lot of them will just press record and let them, and let certain artists make a fool out themselves. But it to each his own for real. But I know I don't want to put my name on something and then and it ain't sounding all that. Like I always want mine to sound the best.
Right. Okay. What do you like most about being a producer?
Mm, What do I like most about being a producer? I like to see the song, the overall song finish. Like when the finished product drop, the video drop, and everybody reaction to the song.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, yeah,
That's what you like most about it.
the
Okay.
process, like to see how the song make people feel
Right.
after the song finish. Yeah.
Right. What software do you use and how comfortable are you with the digital audio workstation?
I use FL Studio. Um, Sometimes I use the hardware, like the MPCs, the keyboards, and most of the time I use the digital software. Though I use FL Studio.
FL Studio. And this may be a crazy question. I don't really know about producing. I don't produce and I don't use the tool. FL Studios, is that similar to, is that, what is it, Pro Tools, or is are they different?
Pro Tools is what I use when I record the artist,
Uh-huh.
or sometimes like when I get down with my beats, I track my beats out and then I mix it on Pro Tools. But for the most part, I use FL Studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know somebody that was like, damn, she don't know. I can rap. I don't make beats. I would love to make beats. I do. I would. How do you approach producing a song from start to finish?
Mm, Basically, the artist give me an idea or a vibe that they want to go off, or they might even have a couple of bars from the song that they're trying to get recorded or whatever. And I basically get the tempo down packed, and then I start laying the beat.
Okay. Well, give us a 93 exclusive beat. What's your creative process on creating a 93 Meexhie exclusive beat?
Mm,
A,
Basically the same thing. Basically, like they give me a vibe, I go out the vibe. Um, I probably start out with my melody first, and then I bring like my drums, like my hi hats, my 808s, my claps, my snares, and basically I just lay the whole format of the beat down, and then I just break it down accordingly to how the artist really want to come on.
okay. So beats that, so just say you had a day, chill day. You say, I'm finna go in the studio and I'm finna create a beat from scratch.
Hmm.
So it's one of your custom beats from
Right.
your process. So what's that process like? Do you go in, do you have a tempo that you have been going on with all day, or you just go in right, and just build from, what's that process like?
It really just depends on the artist or what type of beat I'm trying to make. Like I automatically know, all right, if I want it in the club, it needs to be from 140 to 160. If I know if it need to be like an NBA YoungBoy type beat, it need to be like 170, 171. I just kind of know it right off the bat. Like everything, pretty much the BPMs, I got them memorized in my mind.
Okay. So have you written any music to any of the beats that you created recently?
Yeah, I got a few songs. I got a few songs, few hooks, few
You
verses.
do.
Yeah, I got. Yeah, I keep some.
Have you dropped in it? Have you thought about dropping in it?
Nah, I don't want to be no rapper.
I
Mm,
I wouldn't say it'd be 93 Meexhie as a rapper. I think you'll always be 93 Meexhie, a producer. So it'll be the
yeah,
producer with a nice ass hook or with a
yeah,
nice ass verse. I think you'll always be 93 Meexhie, the producer.
yeah. I can do that. I can do that, but I'd rather say the whole song though.
So you write, you been
Ghost
right,
right.
you
Yeah,
been ghostwriting.
yeah.
I didn't know that. I haven't heard much about you being ghostwriting. Now I
And
want to ask who you ghostwrite for.
you gotta sign it. I signed NDA, so I can't
Yeah, I
even
pretty
talk
much
about
figured that much. I ain't.
it.
Hey, But you know what though? I'm gonna say this. If I can hear just one of your songs,
Hmm.
one or two, every time I hear 93 Meexhie song, I know it.
Mm.
Because
How you figure that?
because all artists, every rapper has a distinct characteristic. This is like a writer, like a writer that write books.
Right.
They have a tale. Even if they try to like some artists authors try to create different, author names like to try to like just say if you want to start you've been doing horror and you want to drop into a romance, you gotta have it's a tale.
Right.
You'll know. You once you get into the book, if you read both on book, you'd be like,
I
wait
see
a
what you're
minute.
saying. Kind of like the Stephen King series with
Right.
with the books. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So you can say so just like people say, oh, that's a Meexhie beat.
Right.
So it's a tale about the beat. And it ain't got nothing to
Yeah.
do with the tag.
Yeah.
It's a tale. Everybody had a uniqueness about it, even if it's just something as simple as Alabama, because you are considered as one of the like producers, if not number one, for creating the Alabama style rap music type beats.
Hmm.
So you are like one of the ones like up there that people go to is, oh, I want me a beat like Alabama drill, Alabama whatever.
I can
I
say
didn't,
that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you are one of those. So yeah.
I say that. I say that. It's like a little. It's probably like a. It's probably like a good 5 producers that I give with kind of orchestrating that sound though. But yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I don't give a fuck who get mad. I don't give a flying fuck who get mad. Some of these people, some the clarity is not fucking there. It ain't there.
Mm. Talking about like mix wise.
It's not there.
Okay, I can see
So
that.
when you got something as when you have simple things that you can just take time and make sure is of a certain quality, when you lack the need to do those things, you come off the table. This is like you gonna go clean up the bathroom and you gonna clean up the whole bathroom, wash the toilet from and not sweep the fucking floor.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
So everything in there can be sparkling, but you gonna not sweep the floor because you look at it and it don't look like it need to be swept. So you ain't gonna sweep the floor. So now,
But are you really cleaning the bathroom if you don't sweep the floor?
exactly how you really producing high quality music and you ain't made sure your shit crisp.
Mm, that's deep.
So a lot of them shouldn't even be. We ain't gonna put them in that category with 93 Meech.
All right, we'll scratch that from the record then.
Right. How do you work with artists to create a vision of their music? So I know you said they give you like this the kind of beat I want or this the kind of song I got and this
Right.
the verse. Do you have like can you artists come in and you could be like, well, he like this kind of beat, but he rap a little slower than what he think he rapping. And I'm
Mhm.
gonna slow it down a little bit. So that's what I mean as far as that. How do you work with artists to create their vision?
Typically, when I'm doing a custom beat for an artist, I
Mhm.
kind of take like 20 to 30 minutes to vibe with the artist, listen to some of their previous music, and kind of capture my idea of what the beat that they're working on, that I'm working on, should sound like.
Mhm. So have you ever been in the studio with somebody who asked for what did you say? What did he say? What did you say at the beginning? Like club beats or what's the tempo on the club beats?
Probably like 140 to 160.
Yeah. Have you had somebody come in and tell you that that's what they want and they know they rap slow, very slow?
I got a dude that came in, he wanted like a trap gospel beat and he wanted to preach on it.
So did you give him the tempo he asked for or you kind of gave him a 93 Meexhie produced quality product at the end.
I kind of just made him a beat and it sounded good and just kind of pushed him on out the way because he was doing a little he was doing a little too much in my spot that day. So we was just trying to go and get him on out the way. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, he preaching on a beat.
Woo! Thank you, Jesus.
Submit that. Submit that if you out here listen. Submit it, my man. Please submit it. Bless me with it. Cause I definitely want to hear it.
I'm gonna get him to send it to you.
Please do. What genres do you work with work in most?
Um, Mainly rap. I like it to be more R&B, but and, people ain't really doing too much R&B these days.
Right. Can you share a project that you worked on that you're proud of?
FB Bucci, All Eyes on 4. I think if it's 12 songs on there, I did 10.
You talking about Mr. Top Alabama Top 25?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. So he's different. He different.
yeah.
He's different. What is like working with Bucci? He is like one of the most humblest dudes, man. That dude he's so humble. What is like working with him in the studio?
Bucci pretty much just let you know exactly what he want though. Like he just play something I hear it when I know it when I hear it. Now Bucci gonna know exactly what to go like. Go to this sound. I want this, and we just pretty much put it together though. And he execute every time. That's all.
You like working with artists that know exactly what they want?
Sometimes it's like a 50-50. Because sometimes when the artists don't know what they want, I can kind of they give me more room to put the executive producer cap on. So I can't say I like basically artists that know what they want, and I can't say that I like basically artists that don't know what they want because it worked hand in hand either way for real.
Right. Okay. So with that being said, what you think makes a great producer?
A great producer, because you got the beat maker, you got a producer that'll really produce the record, and you got an executive producer that'll pretty much know, okay, this is the type of record that we have. This is how we need to push it. This is how we need to run it with a floor plan for it, like a layout. Cause I feel like a lot of artists just get a record and then just say, "Oh, this a hit," and then just start immediately trying to push it a certain type of way when you really need a game plan. You need a layout. Like all right, first 3 months we gonna push it Texas, Florida, and Alabama, Georgia, and the next 3 months we gonna head up north with it. Like it got to be a plan behind it instead of just dropping a record thinking that you're gonna get discovered off YouTube. Like it ain't gonna happen like that.
Right. From that executive producer role, what unique qualities do you think you bring to that role?
I pay attention. I pay attention to like what's going on in the music game. Like, okay, like now they kind of like on the samples. Like they using samples to basically kind of cheat the game. Cause one thing about a sample, okay, if you use this Luther Vandross sample, you automatically got the older crowd because they remember they mama or grandma or auntie or somebody playing this song in the kitchen while they cleaning up, cooking, or whatever, whatever. So you really cheating the game with the samples. So that's why now with my artists that I'm working with, I pretty much more so push them towards samples because I know it's easier to get caught on to the wave.
Right. Although it's easier, how do you feel about the samples? How do you feel about working with dealing with the samples?
I got a love-hate relationship with samples.
Elaborate.
Cause it's like, okay, I love samples because it's like I get to take a piece of the past and kind of make it my own in my own type of way. But at the same time, I know you can get tore out the frame on the royalty end on the sample too. So that's why I pretty much push towards being like making an original record before I push a sample.
Okay. So I hear this all the time. Artists will get on Beat Stars and other places, and they will hear a 93 Meexhie beat,
Right.
and they will go to another producer that's they feel that'll make it cheaper and say, "Hey, reproduce this 93 Meexhie beat."
Mm,
How do you feel about that? That's the first question. The second question want you to answer after that is, have you done that? How do you feel about that?
mm. I done heard a couple tracks that sound exactly like my tracks, but uh how I cleared it up, I just stopped making those type of beats, those Alabama wave with the tom drum. Like I don't make those at all. Like if they want one of those, they gotta go to one of the other producers. Like I don't cater to that sound at all no more.
Okay. So have you been asked to recreate another producer's beat?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really like that. I feel like if I'm gonna do a remake, let me remake it my own way. Like I don't want to remake it strategically to the T because you never know where a producer might be from. Like Yavo had me remake a beat, and it was from this dude named Let This Shit Ride Tab from Demopolis. So I done remade this man beat. He from Alabama. You see what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
that's just how small the world is. So
Right.
I don't really like remaking beats no more.
Okay. So out of all the mainstream artists that you have worked with, do you have one in particular that you enjoy working with?
Hood Rich Paulo one.
Who?
Hood Rich Paulo one.
Okay. Why? What's so unique about the relationship that you guys have that you like working with him? Is it like, because most artists when they turn mainstream, they just for some odd reason just jump Hollywood? Or is he just a down to earth dude, or is it just his body of work in general?
Nah, he came at me like one on one on Instagram, and he ain't never really get like, even though he was who he was and he was signed to Gucci or whatever, like he ain't never get the big head. Like bro called me, he'll send me the songs, all that. So, but he got locked up. Free Hood Rich Paulo on.
Okay. Um, Producer distribution deals.
Uh huh.
I don't think people are aware that 93 Meexhie has one of those.
Yeah. Pub deal Sony through Sony Music Publishing from shout out to Ray Daniels. Ray Daniels had orchestrated my deal for me.
No, okay. So
Uh,
do you are you currently, or do you have plans with releasing some albums or EPs or singles with various artists under that deal?
Yeah, that's what I've been working on, like trying to do EPs and like whole EP records on artists, like more so put them out myself versus me basically shooting two beats over here for this album. I want to do like whole albums, not like EPs, whole albums. And I'm releasing my own compilation albums as well.
Okay, tell us a little bit about it. What can you give us like a little sauce? We don't want all of it, but can we just get a little bit? Do you have anything coming out in the next 3 to 6 months?
Yeah, I got a compilation album I'm gonna drop. I probably drop it in February.
Okay,
It's pretty much done, so yeah, I drop it in
is
February.
it a variety of artists on there, or is just you working with one in particular?
No, it's a variety of artists. I I can't really say who going on there because it's like probably like 50 songs I got to pick through.
Right. I get that. I can respect that. Um, the production of this project, is it something that you've done within the last 6 months, or is it something you've been working on for a year?
I probably been working on it since COVID,
Oh, okay.
so yeah, just been taking
Right.
my time with it, making sure that it's a great body of work.
Good quality product.
Right.
I definitely respect that. Please, we
I
like
don't
to.
want to just drop a CD and it have probably like 12 different artists on it. And I mean, it don't really ride, nothing makes sense. It don't go together. Like I'm I'm kind of like from that old school to where like you can kind of you can buy albums out of the store. So I just wanted to be like one of the ones that ride like front to back.
Yeah. Right. Now I like those. I don't like the ones that you gotta skip
Yeah, me
through the
either. You gotta skip around. I like number 4. Yeah. Then I don't like nothing till you get to probably like number 10.
yes.
I like 10, 11, and 12, and that's about it.
Right. Then you just
Uh,
yeah. Hey, I understand that it's just like radio, you can't, and a lot of artists don't understand that just because you like it, that don't mean it go on the radio because people can't hit skip. They can't press play pause or none of that other stuff. If it's trash, somebody gotta be willing to ride that trash out.
right,
Okay. Do you have any artists that you haven't worked with? And I'm speaking in general, not just Alabama based, because you're actually not an Alabama based producer. You
right,
produce for artists all over the world. We're here with you. You from the city with us, and a lot of times we actually forget who you are.
right,
We like, oh yeah, that's Meexhie, but you are actually a well known producer.
right.
You mainstream and as well as local, and we have a tendency to forget sometimes that you are 93 Meechie. So are there any artists that you haven't worked with that you would like to work with?
Not really. I just let it come my way when it come my way. I don't try to force anything. I just let everything be organic because it comes out better that way
Right.
versus forcing it. Or I may say I want to work with a certain artist on the interview and then get to work with that artist, and that artist might be a piece of shit. So you feel me? Like
Right.
just being real. Like I just let it come my way, how it come my way.
Right. So have you ever created a beat just one day you was in the studio doing your thing, you was like, this beat is nice. This would be a great beat for so and so.
hmm
Do you send the beat over? Or do you just
Sometime. If I really like the artist, like sometimes I do that. Cause like actually the song with Lil Bam to make the law, that was like that. Like it was just one of them records. Like I was like, well, I think bruh sounds good on that. And I got it to my cousin. My cousin just so happened to be engineering them that night. And
Mhm.
that's how that record came about.
Okay, cool. That's cool. So a lot of people don't know there's actually a difference between beat makers, producers, engineers. A lot of people don't know that there's an actual difference.
Right.
So if you don't mind, could you explain that difference?
Right. Okay. Um well an engineer records your record and possibly mix and masters your record. The beat maker just basically a song that makes the beat, doesn't be present in the studio, but you could be a producer as far as you could be an engineer and a beat maker. That's what makes like a producer because now you're engineering the record, you're making the beat, you engineered the record, and you probably have some type of say so in the mixing and mastering process.
Okay. And let's talk a little bit about mixing and mastering. Um, some I've had artists to come in and sit down and they send music in to us and we tell them like, hey, you need to get that mixed and mastered. And they go like, I did. I sent it to so and so. It was $40. Hey, buddy, the quality mixing and mastering ain't always $40. So could you? Because sometimes you could send. We work with some artists and we got some numbers 300, 400. They don't really understand the different degrees to that mixing and mastering, and I'm sure you looking like yeah. So can you explain that degree of what's the difference between and I it may have a difference. I can make probably just explain like this. If you listen to mainstream artists like a Dirk and a Kanye and some of them type songs,
hmm
the mixing and mastering is different. The the whatever it is, the sauce or whatever it is that they putting on it is different. The quality level is different. You can go in there and somebody mix and master a song and And I know it's like some people say it's talent, but it's some difference in there. I don't know how to produce. I don't know how to do it,
You
so I
want me
can't
to
explain. Yeah,
you want me to give you the raw truth, or
yeah, the
you
raw.
want me to give you
I
like
want the raw. We
the
want the raw
radio
truth up
interview?
here. Just give me the raw truth on here.
All right, the raw truth. You paying $40. Typically, you're probably paying for what they call a push up, and it's basically they pushing your vocals up to where your vocals aren't battling it out with the beat, and it's not a mix and master. A mix and master, when they track out every sound from the beat, they mix the beat first, and then they mix the vocals inside of the beat. That's a mix and master. Like that's probably gonna run probably like anywhere from starting around 150 to 300 for a real mix and master. But for $40, $50, you're probably paying for a push up.
So is there a way that artists can, when you go in the studio, and because they just know, hey, I'm going in there, I want my music mixed and mastered, and they doing better. Because I know you can hear a difference if you know music. It's a different versus what you say. So, I mean, is there sometimes that artists come to you and they say, hey, I need this mixed and mastered, and are you one of the producers that say, hey, let's be honest, what you want me to do? You want me to make sure the lyrics ain't battling the beat, or do you want me to mix and master this? Do you say that, or you want somebody to come in and say, hey, bro, I ain't got but $50 and so and so, so and so?
I'm gonna be real. I'm probably gonna give him a push up too, because I mean, if you already saying that it sounds good, then it just need a little push up. Then I mean, versus me breaking down track stems and all that, and you already think that by these little small touches that I'm making that it sound good. Then now, if I do the push up and then they be like, this ain't really what I wanted. Now then I kind of okay, well, we can go into mix and mastering. I can break down the track stems and da da da, but that'll be an extra da da da. You feel me?
So, artists, everybody who out there listening to this, I'm saying this for a reason, so that you guys can understand that these songs that y'all turning in with these push-ups, and I'm telling you, that ain't gonna get it. I asked that question specifically for you. 93 Meexhie is the producer. I'm just sitting here asking the questions. I'm asking specific questions so that I can make sure I can tell you, hey, don't send that back over here. That's a push-up. I don't like saying, talking about stuff that I don't like talking about. So I'm gonna tell you, hey, bro, you need to send that back. How much you pay for that? You paid for a push-up. Did you go in there and ask for mix and mastering, or did you ask for a push-up? So, I appreciate that. I'm not trying to use it to, my advantage or whatever. But like I say, artists come in all the time and they say, oh, well, y'all got this going. Y'all deal with these people. And they ask for advice. I help other artists.
Right.
And I tell them, hey, you pay what? That shit is horrible. It sounds like they in the back flat. Sometimes you can hear like they drinking water and shit and everything. So like you can hear that in a bit, and I know you like, damn, that just listening too hard. But if you got it,
no,
there's a lot of stuff going on. So as a producer, when you hear tracks and you hear some stuff that shouldn't be in there, do you laugh that off, or do you like, man, bruh, should have? How do you handle that?
Where you recorded this at? Oh, I went to says. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So have you ever told somebody like, hey, you got a sound in there, bro, that don't go?
I don't really. Well, see, I used to be too brutally honest, so I had to learn to tone it down a little bit, because like it'd have been times I'd have been recording people and I'd be like, bro, this shit trash, bro. Like we'll just have to pick this up another day.
You stop it in the middle?
Yeah.
You don't want to waste your time. Do you give them a half of the money back? You give them a half a fee charge, or you Well, wait a minute. You got to go to full session then if you done told them that.
Still paying for my time. I could have been doing something else. I could have been chilling with my children.
Right.
I could have been making a beat to make some more money. It still got to pay me for my time though.
So if I come in hypothetically, I come in and I book 3 hours and I sound bad and we're an hour and 30 minutes in.
Look, we just gonna wrap this up.
So what you gonna do with my other 1.5?
I'm hold that for you.
Oh no, you ain't
But
gonna hold that for me.
you gonna have to come back though.
You gonna go hold down this keyboard because we ain't finna do that. We ain't finna
I'm
do
gonna hold that for
I'm
you.
gonna need you to go over there and get you some ear muffs or some to knock down the decimals because we finna get to going. We finna get to going. So artists actually go for that. We gonna come back later.
Like I said, I used to be brutally honest. Like I'm not like that no more. Like I just kind of
Just listen to it.
yeah. Like I just kind of go on with it.
I'm asking because I had to listen to these submissions.
Right.
And you can tell that when the frustration kick in.
Yeah.
When the frustration kick in, I'd be like, you have people saying, you gotta give it 10 seconds. Hey, this the radio. If I ain't turn up immediately, it's getting turned off. That's just how it go.
Yeah.
That's just how it go. So let me see what else. Something else that artists would like to know. Besides if they want to book some studio time with 93 Meexhie, how can they
I got a question for the artists. And y'all can answer in the comments or however y'all want to do it. But okay. So if I'm BMI registered and you're not BMI registered, but the song's streaming, and I register my part because I don't want to leave my money on the table. Am I wrong for registering your whole song? Am I technically stealing from you because I don't want to leave mine on the table?
So let me say this.
So how
I can answer that from a former artist perspective.
Yeah.
If because if you register on BMI, it's to 2,000%. And then you had to do 200. You go in, I get 100, you get 100, but it's still 100%. It's just the way that they got it. People don't get it twisted. For you, those of you who don't know. So sometimes if it's a good product, because I done dealt with some situations to where we were going to register the song, but it wasn't supposed to get released at the time that they released it, and they hit the wrong button and it got released. We know it's just doing what it do. So the producer at the time saw it. The song some kind of way had ended up on the radio and everything. We hadn't pushed this thing. We hadn't did nothing. It just took off. So now we go in and we register. We using the dates from the distributor. We put it on Sound Exchange and everything. We submit it, set it up, boom, we get a rejection back. So the rejection says at this point, this song was registered to this person at 100%. So now we got to reach out to the producer. So at that point, the producer says, well, no, you just changed your date. No, you changed your date. So you kind of see where I'm going with this. But I get what you're saying about don't want to leave your money on the table. So
but see, it's how he registered it too. Because he registered it solemnly 200% to himself. I registered my 100% and then put in the comments that the artist hasn't registered his or her in. So when it's time for the artist to finally register their in, all they will have to do is register with the same dates that I have on mine.
Well, if you just do it, BMI, you put 200%. If you put the whole 200%, it's gonna be a dispute. They're gonna not want to give it to you, and then actually they'll hold both sides. They'll hold, well, I don't know what they'll hold the producer side, but they'll hold a person's royalties. They won't distribute them to them because you're trying to claim a song that somebody else is registered. They're saying it is not yours. So that's why I said at that point, you ask the producer, hey, do you really want to work with an artist that's not doing what he want to do, especially on the quality level of music that you want to get. To me, I think BMI and ASCAP and all them need to fix this shit. Because y'all got to, well, this amount of it, 100% of it has to be registered at that time.
You have to register 100% for the song to even go through.
Exactly. So I think that's something that they need to fix on their end. But since that's not the case, if it's something that that's making some money, sometimes you might have to bite the bullet and say, "Hey, slow, buddy."
But anytime an artist came back and been like, I'm BMI registered. I'm BMI registered now. I would just go back in and redo it and just add them to it. And once I add them to it, it would take the new updated version instead of the old version.
So do you correct the dates on it? Because see, the dates is a problem.
I wouldn't have to correct the dates. I would just have to use the same dates that I was using on my previous
So BMI is behind on payouts.
Oh, I know.
You use, but so just say for instance, somebody that's kind of current like ASCAP or whatever, somebody they want their money back out of that account.
Yeah.
And then that's where a lot of problems come in at. Well, the producer be like, why you just can't use the date that I had? And at this time, this song had been on the radio and everything. It was just doing what it do. Because first of all, we trying to figure out how it got released. Did you do it?
The producer probably did it.
Yeah. And now the song is on the radio. It's doing all this other stuff.
But see, that's poor communication on the producer's end though. Because if he released this song without y'all permission, then he registered this song without y'all permission. It seemed like he was just being on some sneaky shit from the jump.
Yeah, but sometimes when people have a relationship with the producers, you don't do that. That's why I tell artists when they come in here and sit down, it's very important because, like you said, you don't want to leave your money on the table.
I don't.
And I don't blame you for not leaving your money on the table. Because just say, for instance, somebody might smack one of you motherfuckers, and then I can't wait till you get registered to be a man, and I done lost the money because you done got smacked out here. So I get that. So would I say you're not wrong for leaving your money on the table? I wouldn't say you're wrong. Do y'all think wrong? What other artists say? The artist gonna say, yeah, that's wrong. Another current artist, up to date artist, would you say that that's wrong if your music wasn't registered and you dropped a song anonymously, Meexhie beat on the song and it's doing good, but you had handled your business with it, but he wants his money because he need to get his mechanics. He need to get his money.
Just to keep it real and be 1,000 about it, I wouldn't say it's wrong because I didn't do my part as a businessman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my mess up. So if he got his money off, but at least he got his payoff, but I can reach out to him and be like, hey, that we had me in it. We go back to days, But
right.
If I messed up, I messed up.
Right. I don't say I can respect it, but I definitely respect you not leaving your money out there. Yeah. I definitely don't. But on for instances when the producer, because on some songs he did the right thing, and on some songs he didn't. So it's like, okay, how did it on some songs that you knew and some songs that you didn't? Now, I had to tell the artist at the time, if you're gonna release something, you need to let somebody know that, hey, I'm finna release this, I'm finna do this or whatever. Don't be releasing and then put your BMI on there and then don't think you got to go to Sound Exchange in these other places and do it. Because then that's a different entity and you have to do it. Now that we go over here and do it, now the whole account hung up. He's telling you that he didn't mean no harm, but his manager saying if you just put the date that I tell you to put, no, you need to go. If your manager, the one who registered, he must have knew what he was doing to get his 20%, third, or how much of he got. Y'all gonna go back and have to change that date, or if it'll be a misunderstanding. So yeah, I understand that. Do you talk to artists about that when they come in and the song just is really nice? Do you talk to them about it?
Yep.
Have you helped some artists get signed up for BMI?
Yep. Publishing company and all.
Mm-hmm. Why do you prefer BMI over ASCAP?
It just was the first one I went with.
Yeah, they behind. I guess it's so many people is the reason why they so far behind.
Tripping it to come.
It gonna come when it comes.
It gonna come when it comes.
I think they would. Are they still on 2023?
Yep.
Yeah, so they.
I just got third quarter 2023.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm ready for my 2024 to roll in.
Right. Yeah. That was like we actually had some artists that we had been playing on the radio station. And I don't know if they thought that like, oh, y'all thought y'all say y'all gonna pay. It had been in there XYZ amount of time. I was like, we pay ASCAP. ASCAP gonna pay you. Trust me, they tracking it. And they was like, well, no, I ain't got no checking. And they say radio it pay. And then here, when they start
get
paying,
paid from just one radio station, that's like a cent on
if they spend it enough, they can.
Yeah, but I'm saying
they can. Like so I've seen artists get checks from, and they'll reach out to you like, hey, I had somebody call me and say, hey, I got $2 off my BMI. They were so excited, and I was like, no, that couldn't be. But I went back in the history and dropped it in the Excel spreadsheet. It was us. He was so happy about them $2.
Yeah.
He was happy about them $2. He was excited about them $2. But radio pay 1 cent. And then, so I mean, if you get played enough, if they pay your song 100 times, that's $1. Yeah. And if you independent radio station, you don't have that many commercials. Depending, because iHeart, we're iHeart affiliate under agreement. You can't have that many commercials. So yeah, so I know you definitely want the ones that people in rotation, because you get your money off of that.
Oh yeah, they come back.
Right. Oh, okay. So did anybody say anything about the question about the? Cause they don't want to know. I'm gonna tell y'all what to do. He should have registered the whole song 100% and said, "Fuck y'all, if y'all don't like it, get it how you live." No, he ain't say that. That's me. I'm saying it. Okay. One more question. I ask this question at the end of every interview. You're a producer. You work with a lot of different artists. You've been through a lot of different things. You have a distribution deal yourself. So that means you've been in places that a lot of people haven't been, and places that a lot of people never get. You have one golden nugget that you can drop to the artist. What would it be?
Don't stop. Like I done had plenty of times where I was about to stop. Like I ain't gonna say give up, just feeling like it ain't working. It's a waste of my time. And at a time when I felt like when nothing going right, I got a call to get a pub deal. That money came on time. You feel me? So I just say don't quit.
All right. Okay. And this the a specific golden nugget. Artist that's what if you could give some artists some knowledge as far as like dealing with a producer, as far as to going in the studio talking to a producer about a specific type of beat or what you want, can you just drop them some knowledge that'll get them a better relationship with their producers, as far as like something simple as going in there knowing exactly what to say, or it's something that's basically like routine that you can go in the studio and say, hey, this is what I need.
I think it helps when the artist has a reference versus them just saying, I'm going for this, that, and the third type beat. Like, okay, you might say, I want something that sounds like Young Dolph. Okay, well, which Young Dolph? Young Dolph got like hundreds and hundreds of songs. Young Dolph got different songs, some on trap, some on samples. Like, had a reference track ready. Like, so I know in the ballpark of what it is that they actually mean.
All right, that's some great knowledge. Don't you think that's some great knowledge? I think that's some great. Well, thank you, Meexhie. We appreciate you coming in and kicking with us. I'm positive that this interview today helped a lot of people. It helped me a lot. It really did. I appreciate you. Hopefully you come back when you drop your project. We can talk about it, spin it. And
I got artists too as well. So I had to bring my artists through.
Bring your artists in and see what we got. right. Now you know I'm gonna tell you if they garbage. Now you might want to let me check them prior to.
Yeah,
I do it on
look.
air. We ain't gonna wait. Ain't that about wasting no time. You know,
Look,
relationships
I'm
get
gonna
real.
send you some of my music so you can
Oh,
check
okay,
it out.
yeah. All right, because I'm gonna tell you prior to they know, like, hey, bro, where you going with that? I'm trying to develop them into what?
Yeah,
Okay, so
I feel it
I get it. So definitely, you know, just you like family, so make
for sure.
sure you know
For
you bring
sure.
your artists to send the music. We R&B artists.
She ain't R&B.
She
She
rapping.
ain't nowhere near R&B, but yeah, she dope though.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
everybody out there listening. If you singing, I'm gonna send it to the doc. If you sing, you doing some R&B, and you have a reference track, and y'all want a great quality beat, you book on the app.
Nah, I booked through. Well, they just took my Facebook, so I don't know how I'm gonna be
What?
booking.
How you
Yeah,
get put off of
they
Facebook?
just took my Facebook. I don't know.
They ain't you still on Instagram?
Yeah, they just gonna have to get at me on Instagram.
Okay, y'all. If you're an R&B
93
singer,
Meexhie.
because 93 Meexhie, he did mention, you know, that he doesn't do that much R&B, and he would like to do some R&B. So if you're an R&B singer and you want a good quality beat, reach out to 93 Meexhie on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
93 Meexhie. 93 Meexhie.
Yeah, so y'all reach out to 93 Meexhie. You see, have your reference track. You know, he said he doesn't mind putting on the executive producer hat. You young guys that's out there that's wanting to work and got a BMI number, a PIP, you can register with a PRO, and you want to make some music with 93 Meexhie, holler at him, book him. You pay your deposit. Cause you ain't booked if you ain't paid no deposit.
Most definitely.
Pay your deposit. Pay your deposit, cause you're not booked if your deposit ain't made. Thank you, 93, for coming in, kicking
Thank you
with
for
us.
having me. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
everybody for listening to 93 Meexhie. I hope this helped some artists, and I definitely hope they help some of you producers, cause we gonna call y'all ass out for these push-ups.
Wow.
All right, we out.